first question. Why did you choose this career?
Well, I was a college athlete myself, and so I actually thought for a while that I was going to go into entertainment studies. I wanted to be an actress, but as I got into collegiate softball, I just had a passion for not only the softball aspect, but the training part. So from there, I decided to get my master's in kinesiology and find a way for me to be able to train student athletes the way I was trained.
Was it hard to get this career?
You know what? It can be difficult. There are limited opportunities, I would say, especially at the community college level. They don't open that often. The good thing for me was it got opened up through sports. Because of that, it's kind of like coaches know other coaches, and your work ethic is able to be seen every day. So it's kind of like you're walking in with a job interview every time you go to practice or every time you go to the weight room.
What obstacles did it take in order for you to get this job?
Well, I had to get my education, so I, had to go to school, and then I had to, like I said, go get my master's. And then the interesting part about, strength training and nutrition and health is that it's ever evolving. It's always something different. Like in math, 2 + 2 is always going to be 4, but there are different ways to lift, different techniques, different nutrition fads that are coming and going, so you have to kind of stay abreast of that, and so that sometimes can be an obstacle. You just have to make sure that you're constantly getting that information taken in.
So what are some challenges that you face?
Some challenges that I would face, I would say, at the community college level would be, depending on the class and who you're training, there are all different levels of fitness and all different levels of people understanding what it is that you're asking them to do. Some people are going to be able to do an Olympic power clean with no problem, and then some people have never even heard of that before. So getting your classes to be able to have an adequate workout that's going to push everyone individually, while at the same time, not overloading a student or putting enough on a different one, that would probably be the biggest challenge, I would say.
What's the worst part and the best part of your job?
I don't know if there's necessarily a worst part. I guess the worst part is dealing with injury. You never want a student athlete to be injured, and it's tough to deal with when that happens. That's not necessarily a worst, like a negative as far as like it deters you, but it's obviously something that's hard to deal with. But the best part of my job is seeing those athletes and seeing those students grasp a concept and just feeling so empowered and so strong, and maybe coming in thinking that they're not able to do something and leaving the class being able to perform multiple sets of what they thought they could never do.
Where do you work, and can you work from home?
So I work here, actually, at Pasadena City College. I also help train at a studio in downtown Pasadena. I cannot work from home. I can do some work from home. I can do some of the behind the scenes, kind of like setting up what I want the workout to be that day, coming up with like a plan. But as far as like training, you have to be with your client, and my clients are here or at the studio, so that's what I'm doing.
What are your typical working hours?
Well, my typical working hours now are 7 to 7  2 days a week, and then 7 to 12 the other 2, and then I work one every other Saturday. So it's not too bad. When I was at Purdue, our day started at 5:30 in the morning. So typically when you're doing strength training for certain sports, you have to accommodate with the coaches that you're working with. So it can be for some early mornings.
What schools did you attend?
I went to Antelope Valley College, community college, and then I went to Cal State Fullerton. And from Cal State Fullerton, I went to the University of Texas to get my master's.
What advice would you give to somebody who wants to pursue this career?
My advice would be to ask to volunteer, ask to help, ask to basically become a gym rat in whatever gym that you have access to. Ask that strength coach, can I help out? Can I, even if it comes down to, coach, can I clean up the gym afterwards? Can I help you rack weights? Because it is something that deals with athletics for the most part. Once you're in and you're proving yourself, those people will probably do what they can to help you. So I would say make yourself available as much as possible, and kind of find your niche, find what it is that you like about the sport, and do some research on your own to see how that part of it is evolving, and then go from there.
Would you say that you could be successful in this career without a passion for it?
You know what? I would say it's really hard to be successful in any career without a passion for it. I think that passion can really drive you, and passion can help you to become more successful in anything you do. Because when you're passionate about something, you're going to want to invest the time. If you're just checking the box and going, gosh, when do I get to get out of here? When do I get to get out of here? And you're just punching your time card. You're not going to grow mentally. You're not going to grow physically, and you're not going to grow emotionally. So. I would say no. I think that passion is a very important aspect of this career.
What are some things that you want to achieve?
I would like to achieve. I think that, like I told you, I train some athletes, and so that's directly tied to their sport. So, that those results can be measured on the field. So I think that I would like to achieve some of that physical fitness and strength building and mental training, translating into a team and having a successful program for that to happen. I also think that it's important, we use the Human Performance Lab where we can test body fat percentage and bicep strength, and just seeing gains in that from the beginning of a semester to the end are little achievements that I think will help in the long run. Also, just making a client happy, making them believe that they have the ability to do whatever they set out to do. Those are the little accomplishments.
Have you gotten the chance to meet anyone famous?
So I have met someone famous, actually. When I was at Purdue, Drew Brees, who is the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, he was a quarterback at Purdue. And we have a Drew and Brittany Brees Academic Center, and during the off-season he comes back and trains with our head conditioning coach at Purdue. So that was pretty cool. So I got to meet him. I didn't get to train him. Obviously, he was a little bit above my pay grade, but I did get to meet Drew Brees throughout the strength training world.
Well, that is on.
Yeah?
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.